That
to
is
be a
one
diva.
awesome microphone.
Oh, I think it just has multiple pot filters on it because I find like regular pot filters look well, they don't work. They always fall down.
It looks like it's a
So
rich Russian lady. I like it.
exactly, yeah. It's like in the Kremlin or something.
Hmm.
Oh, they
So
do
this
have
is
it.
the This is the pro Russia podcast, right? That's
Nice.
what this that's what this
Finally.
is.
We're pro-Russia,
Finally.
and we're also Christian gentlemen pro-Russia. So
That's beautiful. Those are all my favorite topics and everything I believe in. So
mm-hmm.
feel
Well,
right at home already.
it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Jason.
Hey
This is John.
Jason. Hey
Hello,
John. And I'm Gabbie.
It
Hello.
is a pleasure.
Gabbie. Oh, this is Gabbie.
This is that Gabbie.
No.
So on the other side of the camera.
Oh.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. I got obsessed with something right before. Somebody put this story out about some Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
That sent a marching band to follow her ex-boyfriend around for like several days, and she got arrested for harassment.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounded like
Something a cartoon character does.
yeah, it sounded so fake that I assume it's real now. But it, I'm just gonna start believing anything because that's the way you have to do it, right?
Why not?
Yeah,
It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, I mean our society becomes more and more unhinged by the day. So I feel like we're all getting up to into hijinks and shenanigans and
yeah,
we're all
yeah,
going a bit crazy.
yeah, and it's like I feel like if you want to believe it, go ahead. You got if it feels good.
I think you're all finally living your lives like
And
me.
this is what we do in Russia, okay?
And that's what we do.
And this is how we recruit you to our motherland.
It's cold. Drink vodka.
Yeah. Speaking of, are you a into the UFO disclosure shit? Because that was dropped today.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never really been that hung up by UFOs.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I do feel like the government hides stuff from us for sure. But I also don't. I mean, actually, Kremlin, I don't. I think you guys are perfect and you share all your
Nobody in
information.
Russia does.
Not that
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I'm not as like concerned about UFOs. Like I'm kind of neutral. Like I'm if they're there, cool. If they're not, that's fine. I mean, it does. I guess there is maybe sort of a loneliness in the universe if there's like no other life. And also, it seems like statistically improbable because the universe is so large.
Yeah.
But I also am like a huge nihilist. So I used to subscribe to this theory where before any civilization is able to develop the technology to communicate with other life forces, the society will implode on each other, and we will just destroy ourselves before we reach that level of technological advancement. But I do feel like there might maybe some more. I have maybe not necessarily more positivity, but maybe I think we have some technological advances that we don't know about. That maybe there has been some communication. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm more inclined to believe that it's just weapons or some sort of aircrafts that they haven't disclosed that are from this planet, obviously. And
did you see that map or did you see that map where it was like just about UFO sightings across the world, and then it's like in Arizona specifically or the United States, it's like brightly lit of like here's where we see all the UFOs because we're all fucking I don't know.
It's right around
like
Dulles
I'm
Air
seeing
Force.
aliens. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No. That's I mean, it's funny too because like I was reading about like UFO abduction stories and the correlation between people with like obstructive sleep and sleep apnea and stuff like that. It's the same with the sleep paralysis demons that like your mind when you're restricted of oxygen, your mind will start creating basically like when you die, you start going through in your mind how to fight all these things, like all the ways that you've learned how to defend things. And and the easiest way to do that is to create like a figure because you know that you've dealt with like people there. So there's like a weird correlation between people with sleep apnea and UFO abduction stories. It's pretty crazy.
That's
I don't know what
funny.
that has to do with
Interesting.
anything. I just thought
No.
of, but I don't believe it because you know, UFOs. They told me it was real, and I believe it. I refuse to believe it's not now. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in the UFOs, right? Just slightly less than my wrestling programs. And they are both very entertaining, but both could use better writing for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
UAPs now. They're called UAPs.
Uh,
I think it's
But
funny too.
not my America.
Yeah.
Or my
yeah, that's
You're
the
Russia.
politically, what is that? Unidentified.
aerial
Aerial
phenomenon.
phenomenon.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hillary
that's
Clinton named them that.
yeah. I mean, that does seem that does, I guess, reflects the pussification of the U.S. government too, of being like, we're not going to say it's an object anymore. We're just going to say it's a thing. Like just
Well, the
say
bad
that
thing
it's
is
something.
we don't want to narrow it down because
they really did get her to announce that it was called that.
Yeah.
I'm like, could you found someone a little less divisive for this group that don't put Hillary Clinton out there? Think what you will of her, but that's not the right one. Just put some squirrely looking dude out there that you're all gonna be like, yeah, he's one of us.
I like the people that are like so pro immigration that are also like, man, I cannot wait for these aliens to get here. You know what I mean? Like that's got to be pretty confusing if you're like a Mexican dude that's just some day laborer guy, and they're like, get out of the country. But then they're like, but if you were in an aircraft that we can't nail down, come on in. You have a place in our mother Russia.
I was waiting for like really hack alien jokes. Be like, how much they paying for gas?
Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, especially now. Especially
I made it first.
Have you ever seen anything that's like you're like
yeah, this is an alien podcast.
No, it's alien podcast now.
Yeah, we're past
the alien
Russia. We moved past Russia Christian Fellowship to
now we're like alien immigration specialists.
Yeah.
But have I ever seen something that made me question beyond our own existence?
Besides Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I'm going back.
Well, besides Jesus and the power of love and fellowship, of course.
Thank you for coming on a Christian podcast.
Yeah. But no, and I have this let's see, I don't know. I feel like I'm really closed off to the universe, but like I'm close to a lot of people who have seen stuff. Like my sister sees stuff all the time. She sees like floating orbs of light. But then I'm also like schizophrenia runs in our family. So I'm like, maybe she has the schizophrenia light where it's just the orb part of schizophrenia, classic diagnosis. Yeah, I don't know. But so like she sees stuff, and like I've had like grandmothers who've seen stuff, and I don't know. I had like a close friend who would like see all of his dead relatives all the time. So, but all of those people are crazy to an extent. So, but me myself, I do get scared though. Like I used to in high school with my friends, we would go to these like Emory University campus had these old asylums that weren't in use anymore. They had like shut down in the 70s, and then we would like break into them and like walk around. And that was, even though you're like, I don't think there's anything out there, when you're in that scenario where you have like there's just like, it was like dark. There was like tiles hanging from the ceiling. There was like water dripping everywhere. There was like one light that still flashed. And then underneath all the asylums, they had tunnels. I feel like when you're in the tunnels, you're like, something else is going on here. This is creepy as hell.
That's bad energy.
Yeah, very bad. And then especially they had like the children's ward. And then you go over there and they have like a mural of like all these like kids characters that's been like scratched up. And you're like, this is something's happening here. But yeah, no, I'm pretty like dead to the world in general. So I'm just like, there's nothing. We're all just gonna die. Life is a nightmare. Blah blah blah. Classic stuff.
Like you do.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's good that you closed off from the universe because the universe can hurt you. It's not very respectful, and it needs to do some work.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to work on itself. I agree. I do nothing wrong in my own life. So anything that goes wrong, it's not me. It's definitely the outside forces.
I hear you.
Being in a tunnel like that, though, I would rather see a ghost than a human being that's like hanging out there, regularly. that's much worse than any sort of transparent, being that can travel through. You can have like, I don't know. In my mind, I go to immediately go to weird cult people that live under the. You know what I mean? That's where I go with that.
But I go to homeless people.
Yeah.
A crazy homeless dude with a knife.
Mostly it's like big meth energy. I feel like get going some meth, run through the tunnels.
Big meth is good. Big meth is probably the thing that's bringing our economy down the most.
It's also the newest sports mascot.
Yeah, big meth. Have you ever done math? I mean,
I've ever done math.
It is a meth podcast.
So
no, not recently, but I've also never been in spaces where I've been offered meth. I haven't really been. I know I should be more. I should get into I just haven't been into the hills as much as I want to in my life.
Come on down,
yeah,
sister.
Come on, it's fun.
We'll introduce you to old Jimbo.
I need to get to the hills. Like I've been more in the Southern Baptist sort of areas where it's less meth, more Jesus, but they're doing something to compensate, but you just don't know exactly what it is.
They're doing the whatever truck stop version of meth in those places. And then you get further out and it's just
I like it where they just create their own religions.
Yeah.
And they're like binding sticks and
snake handling is good.
Drawing, on a prostitute or something. Those are the good ones.
That's just True Detective season 1.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well, we did have I guess he's my mom's cousin, but he was like kind of older. Earl, this was in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and he got hit by a train twice, I think, and survived both times.
Damn.
Which is impressive for the South because there's there's no trains. So it's like just to first of all be near a train was impressive. Also, sort of it's suspect that he was on the tracks both times and he's like, well, I wasn't intoxicated because I could only be intoxicated on the power of the Lord. But, you got to be on something. Like, I mean, it's either he was trying to kill himself or he thought he was invincible. So who knows? But he also had a long line of women who he would fornicate with and sin.
Oh my God.
And then I think my grandmother called them Mexican, but they were all Filipino for the most part. And so
that's such a Southern thing to do.
Yeah, and then he died alone. And then I think he had several girlfriends at one time, and one of them found him. And they're like, now all them Filipinos are trying to steal his money. It's like, well, at least you've identified them as the right I guess ethnicity now, but I don't know if we're going I don't know if we're going in the right direction. But now all them people are dead as hell, so we don't have to worry about them. Not the Filipinos, of course, but the old Southern relatives of mine.
Filipino, that's just a city in Mexico.
That's just a city somewhere down there.
Yeah,
you can get some good carnitas down there.
Hit by a train twice. Trains don't sneak up on people. That's like the less sneaky of all vehicles.
And I don't think he was trying to kill himself because I don't think they've recognized depression as a concept. So I don't know if that would go through his head to try to kill himself on the tracks. So I do feel like it'd be more of an invincibility thing, or because falling asleep on the train tracks is something that has happened, but that there's so little track compared to the rest of the ground, in general. So I'm just it has to be intentional, I feel like.
Yeah, and no black-headed villain tied into the tracks. So I guess
exactly.
Something's up there.
Maybe he's just a damsel. He's just a damsel. Someone tied his truck to the tracks.
It's a mustachioed man.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, Earl, you ain't been going to church enough, so I got to tie you down.
All right, Mr. Fredericks. I hope you don't close that factory.
And he didn't hear it because it was all silent. Just classic music playing.
Oh no!
This jaunty little.
You are a very, very funny person. I enjoyed. I watched your last special.
I didn't care for the language in it.
Yeah, he's not.
Other than
that,
it was very
Christian.
I know it wasn't meant. I didn't know we were going on the Kremlin Christian podcast today. Otherwise, I would have cleaned it up. I would have sent you all my clean material, which is about 6 minutes, perhaps. Which is yeah. They're not going to welcome me on a cruise ship anytime soon.
Well, we're here to shame you, so shame.
Thank you. I've been looking for people to do that. Usually they're just keep going. Well, one foot in front of the other. Boo. Shame.
You're from the South, so it's out there. You can find it. It's just not in the good way,
It's never the good way.
No. You're from Mississippi, is that right?
I'm from Atlanta, but all of my
Atlanta.
the older generations are from Mississippi, but I was born and raised in Atlanta.
Oh, nice.
That's a wild ass place.
Yeah, I like Atlanta. It's pretty nuts. So
That's a
Yeah.
gunshotty town.
Yeah. I feel like we do cultivate a lot of crazy people. And yeah, lots of gunshots. But then I guess once they like legalize fireworks, then it was just there's always is it fireworks? Is it guns? Usually it's guns. And then yeah, we have a lot of I feel like every city, everyone's crazy driving, but I think we have a lot of like shootings on the highway. So you could just be driving on 285 and get shot. You're like, okay.
But to be fair, I mean, have you seen some of those drivers? That's the perfect place to be shot.
Yeah, some people deserve it. I mean, I have a lot of road rage, which is good. I moved to New York last year, so now I just have pedestrian rage, which isn't as dangerous. Yeah, exactly. I think I was made to be more in New York just because I am a bitch. So I feel like in the South, I think people in the South are also fucking bitch. I mean, not nice people. Sorry, I know this is a clean show.
Yeah, but no. Clean up the language, please.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of unfortunate, mean people in the South, but I do feel like then they hide it with being nice a little bit. But I never hid it. So I think in the North, I kind of, I'm trudging. I'm like, don't get in my way. And so I have shouldered a couple people, and I have been rude. I have been more rude to customer service people, and I've been more rude to wait staff, which I would have never done in the past. But I think now I'm just like for example, you'll get like a drink and it's really expensive. And I had like somebody then, like I put my drink down the bar, turned to talk to my friend. It was only halfway drunk, and then the bartender took it and threw it out. I was like that was like $8 of liquid still left in the drink. So I didn't tip. I'm bad now. I'm a bad person now.
No.
And how are you supposed to get roofied? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I know. And that's free drugs. So
yeah.
It's hard to buy drugs now. So you just gotta get roofied when you can.
That's how you
in this economy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, I like the optimism because I always look at the glass half roofied too.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're never gonna get free drugs in that way. Yeah, like the South, I think you're right. With people are like assholes, but they're
the backhanded compliment.
Yeah, they're much more passive aggressive in the South about it. The backhanded compliments.
The sweetest.
And they talk shit. Like I would rather someone be direct about it, but they'll definitely, as soon as someone leaves the room, it's a lot of shit talking. Yeah, just cunty behavior. Oh, I'm sorry.
Praise him.
Sorry, I apologize.
Praise Allah. Full Islam podcast. We are.
Yeah, we're on the Islam.
That's why we face east.
When
we broadcast. I don't know. You're going to be in Asheville. Speaking of the South, in a couple of weeks, I believe. Asheville.
Am I?
Yeah,
I am. Yes, and I'm going to be in New Orleans.
Nice.
2 places that are very far apart from each other, but yeah. So I'm going to be doing. So I have. This is very unchristian of me, but I have been doing a satirical MAGA pop star character. What? Yes. So I've been doing a satire. And so I've written a one-woman show as this character. She has many names. The show is just called MAGA Pop Girly, but like one of the things that's been very contentious is one of her names is Charlie Kirk XCX. So that's like
nice.
So or like Beyonce slurs. Sabrina Carpet Bomb Gaza, Immigration and Customs Enforcement Spice, aka Ice Spice. So, a lot of little fun puns. And then so it's basically a one woman show where I have all these like pop songs in like a MAGA perspective. And the one that's been the bop is called DEI Did 9/11.
Nice.
That one's been going good. And I have another one online called Glock, which is about having a threesome with a gun.
Hell yeah. I mean,
they go off early.
Yeah. But so I'm doing that in Nashville, and I'm doing the Atlanta Fringe Festival at the end of May to like kind of run the show. And then in New Orleans, I'll be just doing, just some regular stuff because the MAGA stuff, like two of those songs do kind of work in a stand-up context because they're punchy enough, but the rest of them aren't like, punchy enough, and they are a bit odd. They're a bit odd, obviously, so it doesn't always work within stand-up. But so I have this whole my own little Maggie little universe, and the whole point of the show is her manager is George Santos, and he said that she could be the secretary of pop music within the MAGA administration, but then he ghosts her, and so essentially she's trying to become the secretary of pop music, and like encounters alpha male podcasters like you two. Of course, I assume you're both alpha males.
You are correct.
I only do alpha male stuff, so thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like JD Vance and Sydney Sweeney and
JD's next week. So
yeah, she's
gonna be on.
Yeah,
if you want to.
Yeah.
Come on, hang out.
Yeah.
Did
so I'm
she
doing that.
perform with Sabrina, Son of a Carpenter?
That's a Christian podcast.
Oh,
shit. Right. Yeah.
Still a Carpenter. But yeah, so I'll be in the South doing some of that stuff.
Well,
because my car still lives in the South, so
nice.
I go to Atlanta, get my car.
I just resurrected mine today. So
oh, congrats!
Thank you.
Praise him. Inshallah.
He's risen. Asheville. The thing is, when you go to Asheville, they don't like the MAGA satirizing. So, you know any blue collar comedy stuff by any chance? Like, they like that sort of humor in Asheville. If you've been,
oh yeah, I've bombed in Asheville many times. So I'm used. I'm used to.
No.
I'm used to, but also I have bombed because I think sometimes Asheville, they will be too precious about stuff.
Yeah.
But then I think now too, with a lot of the comedy shows, it's like tourists go to it. And I feel like tourists just don't know what the fuck's happening most of the time. They're kind of like, oh, I was just going to an event that I found online, and they just don't understand like what comedy is. And so they get there and they're just like, huh? And like my stuff is pretty like edgy, obviously. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's not always friendly to people who are new to comedy.
Or yeah. And you're right about Asheville. Like the locals there are like, I think the mayor's like a dog with an ascot.
With a whistle, yeah.
Yeah, and a whistle, but he lives in a brewery with a garage door.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting town. It's 50% new.
Yeah, and then
after the hurricane.
Yeah.
You do have a lot of tourists that are passing through that would just stop in. But I think it'll be great there. They'll love it. They're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
Look, if they know who you are, they're gonna have a good time. If they don't know who you are, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, because it's like a very surprising, because it's not like that show, the MAGA show is not stand up, and so it is kind of like, if people don't know what they're getting into, it's so it was funny because the venue at first didn't want to do it, because at one point I was still advertising it as like Charlie Kirk XCX, and they're like, whoa, that's like too much. I'm like, I understand what you're saying, so scaling it back just to like MAGA pop girly, and kind of like, because people don't, obviously people don't want it because it might be a bit too much, but also it's mostly very stupid. That's mostly what it is.
Look, if you're going to preach politics while you're twerking with a Charlie Kirk mask on, I'll be in that seat. I will watch that entire show.
I know. I haven't kept up with the news. What happened with Charlie Kirk?
He's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He was just he had a little moment, a little scare.
Oh, okay. He's okay then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I don't have to take my posters down then.
Yeah, no, you should. Yeah, you can keep him up. You can keep all of his books and his podcasts, and
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's my hero.
Yeah, he's your hero.
Yeah, this is the Charlie Kirk admiration.
Yes.
Podcast.
Russia.
Yes.
Christian. What else are we? UAP.
Man, I'm feeling Satanists is coming soon.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I have a question for you though about one of your jokes. No, actually no.
My so-called.
I'm kidding.
My so-called jokes.
Your skits that you do. You'll humor.
What are you, a male commenter on my Instagram?
No, it's YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. No. By the way, it is funny. It was just side note. I was thinking about how before, social media, how you could walk down the street and wonder, like, I wonder if people like me, or wonder this or that about myself. And you put something on, out for mass consumption, and whether it's true or not, you'll find out immediately. Like whether it's real or not, you're gonna be like, oh no, everybody hates me, and you just develop a thick shell around yourself.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. Anyway,
I love negative comments. I have so much fun with them. It's great.
It is funny that somebody takes the time to like really put a negative comment on something too. Though
I'm insulted.
That's a little power in its own self.
I'm insulted when I get cut and paste insults. That's what hurts me.
When you hear the hack ones, like, I mean, I get so many women aren't funny, etc.,
which is true, right? So that's,
obviously, what am I going to say to that?
Yeah. Make a joke about it? Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But it is like, I have just been calling people lazy now. I'm like, this is a lazy criticism, because when people are thoughtful about their criticism and they actually have like a real issue with what you're saying or what you do, I'm like, thank you for thinking about me. That's so like, I'm like, wow, you really hate me and you really want to argue. Because usually if you like just follow up with those like, normal sort of comments, then they just like sort of, they stop responding pretty quickly, or they're like, oh, I didn't think about that, or, I don't know. It's very silly.
Yeah, I love it. Someone takes the time to really get to know me and hates my guts.
That's so nice.
Special thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I call that a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you find a soulmate.
Yeah.
But my wife didn't know me like that. Jesus Christ.
But anyway, you have a problem with all my material. Go ahead.
Yeah, specifically one. You make a joke about.
Why do you have a stack of papers you're looking for?
It's just some things I printed off last night.
Oh, that's official.
The BDSM club.
The sex club. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I have a lot of questions about that, but
what is sex is always number one.
Okay, so when you were doing the show, were they already dressed or undressed or whatever?
Yeah,
or is there a locker room there,
or like a phone booth? Like
you show up that way, or do you like? I've always wondered, how do you walk in?
I think you got to have a costume change.
You got to have a locker room or a costume, like a dressing room, something. But sorry.
Yeah, well, this one was funny because I've done 2 sex club shows, both of which were in Knoxville, which is very funny, where there was like, that just happened to be the places. And I mean, I feel like comics have like done sex club shows before, but the BDSM one specifically was in Knoxville, and it was actually in the basement of like someone's house, I think. So it kind of looked like just like a regular ranch house, and then they had like a side door because it was like kind of on a hill, so it had like sort of a basement in the bottom that still had like some windows. But for that one, it was advertised as a comedy show followed by a tickle party, where they do some erotic tickling. And
no way that's not in the basement.
Yeah, you don't do that at the park, I don't think. But or
Toys R Us, when I found out the hard way. But
that's another podcast. But
this is the only felon on probation podcast.
That's called the He's Here to Meet a Kid podcast.
Yeah, it's a Chris Hansen.
Yeah,
that's why Toys R Us went out of business, was because too many grown men tickling incidences inside.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
Jeffrey Epstein the giraffe.
Jeffrey Epstein giraffe.
But for the sex dungeon, what you do is you walk in, and then they have, even as the performers, you still have to say like how much you want to do, because like during the show they're not having sex, but it's like you still have to, like, in terms of like sign like a consent form, and you get a different color wristband. So like I didn't want to tickle or be tickled or do anything, so I think mine was like red, which just means nothing.
You put the X on the finger in the butt thing. Like,
exactly. They just put caution tape around you. But then they have like a yellow one, which I think is like you have to ask for consent, but then and then there's like another one where it's like you can just like come up to me and do whatever,
I see you check spit pig.
Exactly.
Okay.
Take it easy.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to compartmentalize some of this stuff. So you do the show, right? And there's no sex, or nobody's doing anything during the show, but they're dressed like in the
Yeah.
gear, right?
They had like I would say like some of the audience was already in their like more BDSM like leathers and latex and chains, and there was one person or one couple in the front who one of them was leashed.
Well,
That's they had
Um,
that's how you keep your ladies in line.
You can't have them
Yeah.
running loose.
Or your significant
So-
other, if it could be
You get a ticket.
So I assume the reason that person didn't laugh the whole time during the set was because, their master said they couldn't. It wasn't because the comedy was bad,
Right.
But that
Right.
show was funny because it was like, I think some people did come just to see a comedy show in like a funny place, but most of them were like members of the sex club, or they like know somebody at the sex club. Because I guess it's kind of like, yeah, it's more of like a club. It's not like necessarily, it's not like open to the public, necessarily. But one of the people who's a member, she's a comic, and so she's been running these shows. But I just think it's funny because I think comedy is like the least horny art form. There's nothing like, I talk about sex obviously on stage, but it's not in a way that's like I feel like maybe Matt Rife's the only person who makes people horny. And I mean, if you don't listen to him, sure, I could see, because he's got a pretty face or whatever. But like, I just feel like jokes aren't sex. It's not hot. Like, you're never really, I don't know. It's like not as sexy. Like I mean, sure, you could like make a joke and say you're like breaking tension, which you're like, oh, maybe that's sexual. But I just feel like inherently a comedy show, no one's like frothing at the mouth afterwards to be like, wow, those jokes have really gotten me in the mood to fuck.
Whoa. No.
Or to be tickled or whatever.
I'm here to tickle your funny bone before you get.
Yeah, we're getting tickled, then we're getting tickled. You know what I'm saying?
Tickled up in here.
Yeah.
What about Emo Phillips? You ever seen him?
Oh yeah, he's great.
That'll get you horny.
Did you have to sell merch afterwards? Because that would have been great.
Yeah.
Someone walking around in chains and one of your shirts.
Yeah, I think I could have perhaps done that, but I think I mostly was ready to leave afterwards. And my boyfriend did come with me, which was nice of him, but it was very funny to, because another thing about it is like that particular sex dungeon was very it's very queer. So there was a lot of like queer people, a lot of trans people, and I think they immediately hated me in my set because the stage was like set up in front of a door, and the door led to a room that had a bed and also a video camera looking at the bed. Obviously, you just need one of those. And
as they do,
you were the defensive lineman of the sex room,
or as I call it, my Airbnb that I
rented. And as they always say to the comics, you can stay in those rooms if you want to stay the night, to sleep. But it's like they be doing sex dungeon stuff all night. Like I had a friend who did the show, and she stayed, and she was like, yeah, it was impossible to sleep there because they're, they say the sex dungeon ends at 3, but they're sex dungeoning till 7 a.m, and it's hard to sleep through the sex dungeon,
But you got to admire the dedication. Like, you got to take a nap before that if you had
that's vampire rules.
Yeah. But the thing is, there was the room behind in which they had like access behind the stage. But then like somebody like went behind me and like opened a door. So I momentarily was distracted. I was like, oh my God, who's that guy? And they're like, that's a woman. And so I immediately like misgendered somebody. So they were immediately like, fuck this stupid bitch. And then so I think I did fine, but it was all, I think it was another crowd that was very, very very woke liberal, who wasn't necessarily like open to sort of more of the edgier content that I have, and then I had immediately misgendered. And I think this was a few years ago, so I do feel like people were more sensitive to that, where it's like I've done shows now, or I think I'm also just like a better comedian, where like maybe you misgender somebody in the crowd, or you're doing crowd work, or you like misidentify somebody. And now I feel like I'm better at like recovering from that. But back then I was like, oh my God, I'm just so sorry that I did that. I didn't know.
I think the penalty socially was like so much more then. Now people are like, it's fine. Just
I mean, I think people have like gotten better at it, like you know. And so I think, but it just in that moment, it was like in the first maybe like 4 minutes of the set, and I did like 30 minutes, and so it was kind of just like fuck.
Yeah. I'm loving that it's in Knoxville, the town that elected WWE's Kane as their mayor.
That's true.
So it's lucky you got out of there without a choke slam.
Well, it's also
there, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. But it was funny doing that one, because then I think like the next year I did another sex dungeon there, but it was like Republican sex
Like there's two
dungeon.
sex dungeons?
Yeah, I did so the joke is about the liberal one, but this other one was like a swingers club, you know, the ones like with the pineapple and all of that.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, my mom
again,
hangs out there.
yeah, exactly. I saw her there, I think.
Yeah.
She was not looking good. No, I'm just
She
kidding, but
wasn't. She's falling apart.
but we still fucked, but it was great, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But you know, you
told me.
gotta.
She told
But it
me.
was funny because it was like
B minus,
that
she
sex
said.
club was very Republican feeling. And I feel like swingers are more conservative than like orgy sex dungeon. Like that feels more like liberal communist orgy versus like it's like we're two and we switch. You know, that's kind of how we're doing our sex parties. But they hated.
They have leather, one outfit. We have one outfit, and we will have it for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, but the swingers were really because the comedy show was like pitched as sexy comedians, where I'm just like, none of us were really sexy. And then I also didn't. The person who organized the show hadn't told us it was in a sex dungeon, so I thought we were doing like a show, like a regular show. And so I was like, what the fuck?
These are my good sweatpants.
But yeah, it was just it was very funny to just be in like, and I got like, because the show was like misrepresented to me, I got really mad. And so I like was like pouting and like being a bitch to everybody. Just like, I didn't want to do the sex dungeon this time. The Republican sex dungeon.
Does Knoxville have comedy clubs at all? Or
It's just sex dungeons.
It's just, I mean, that's where they send me, you know, they got some clubs, but they're like, no, she's got to go to the dungeon.
Well, Dollywood's not too far from there. You can just pop over there.
The day trip.
Yeah, but everyone bombed on that show. It was incredible.
Man,
you were out there living it. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. So could they, if the crowd wasn't into it, could they switch to the other people that were there and like have them come in? Because they're swingers. I don't know.
Yeah, we could like swing. The comics are swinging. It's like, well, how about you do the comedy and I'll do the sex.
Everybody was,
yeah. I'll go fuck your husband. I'll go fuck your wife. You do the stand up.
Wouldn't it be weird if somebody got up there and just killed like dick swinging?
Yeah,
it's like, well, you know what else?
Yeah, in New York now they have like the naked comedy show. It's just crazy. One of my friends does it.
Have done that.
Yeah, and it just sounds. Because they have like apparently at that show, it's like the first 2 rows of the audience can also be naked, but then like the further back you are, it's like either you can't be naked, or because they've had a couple instances where people started like masturbating in the audience, or maybe I think it was like one big incident. So now they have like people who monitor the crowds.
Wait a minute, you can't do that at a comedy show anymore?
Well, when you're filling your clothes, it's fine. But when you're fully erect,
yeah,
you know. But also, if you just keep it to yourself, you know, you can do whatever you want.
Literally.
In New York City, you know, whatever you want.
Well,
actually, masturbating is just for the subway. That's actually where you're supposed to. That's where you're supposed to have it. Not the comedy show, the subway.
Yeah.
Either on the train or in the
keep
station.
it real.
Yeah.
What's I gonna say? Oh, Zach Amico does that every year.
Don't tell him.
No, he announces it. He like hosts it. And
I thought some of the masturbating
about subway. He masturbates on this every year.
No, he masturbates on camera, but not. I don't know if that's true or not, but he's naked a lot on camera. Yeah, I don't know. Would you ever do something like that, like a naked show?
No, I'm like pretty. Despite my disgusting material, I'm like pretty prudish myself. But
your material is disgusting and vile, but
thank you.
But
this is a disgusting and vile podcast.
But I feel like I'm pretty though at this point I am like, because I'm doing like some more headlining shows and I don't sell any tickets, so I am like, I guess I should just revert to the classic using my body to sell tickets to shows. So I've been plotting that out a bit.
Do it.
I did that and no one came.
Actually,
because like people actually pulled out of the show.
Yeah, people. I walked out and they're like, "Fuck this," and they were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you have to sell your body to. I mean, you're a lady comic. You know, that's what
we're called.
You to tell jokks up there.
Nah, I just need to have like full tits out.
Yeah,
I did
also
want to do.
Cost me. Wasn't good.
Well, I did want to do like an experiment because I dress like pretty like butchy in general, and I did want to do an experiment for like 3 months if I just like dressed very feminine, and I just like am interested to see how to like that affects my comedy and my bookings, and like, you know, I don't know. It would be an interesting experiment
I would
because I don't know.
try like Hooker from the 70s. Like go that way and
Like-
see what happens.
Like Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
Like Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
She was 13.
I
man.
know, man.
That's on the other
Yeah.
podcast. I'm here to meet a kid.
Well, she's up there. It's
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
work.
Yeah, because I know this is the fashion consultant podcast in which
Yes,
people
it is,
come on
actually,
to ask,
yeah.
how
Yes.
can I look more like a whore? And you're
Right.
like, I have a lot of
Right.
ideas.
But not from
Speaking
this,
of-
not from this era horror.
How about that Met Gala? But no, it sadly it probably wouldn't gain as far as like fans, but it would probably get eyes on, you know what I mean? Like it would get like transient traffic on the internet, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it would gain
if
any fans, which is weird.
Well, you have what they call actual good material.
Yeah, you have good material.
So that's
But I'm trying to
part of
not
the
have that
failure.
anymore. I'm just trying to use my body to get ahead.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, this is yeah.
But I think that works on both. Like I think it happens with guys too, because Matt Rife, for example, I remember him.
Yeah, but he doesn't have material.
Like several years ago, he was. I think he had. I mean, I don't know if he changed his look. I'll just say that, and he started getting more attention, and I think he has a certain audience is there to just see him
I
in
saw him in
person.
a country music video.
Yeah, he was in a country
Yeah.
music video.
That's the best thing.
Yeah,
he's
I
ever
mean,
done.
I do feel like comics are getting hotter now, which is unfortunate.
I don't like it.
Like,
Yeah, that's
yeah, people are getting hotter. They're also like dressing well or like dressing cool. And I was like, I thought we got to be the ugly ones who wear a bag on stage.
Mhm.
But alas,
mean-
now we have to look good too.
Yeah,
Stephen Wright's one of the funniest people alive. What about Stephen Wright? You gotta
Stephen. Well, I mean, he's a sex symbol.
he's
too.
ugly as shit, and it's great. I love it. You don't keep that teacher hair from 1982, and because you want to look good. You do it because you're dedicated to the art.
Yeah, but he's also the voice in Reservoir Dogs.
That is true. We could.
Okay, Billy.
We
Superstar.
now are a Stephen Wright podcast.
This is Stephen Wright. It's called "Do the Right Thing," but it's with WRIGHT.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
We've taken up too much of your time.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is beautiful. I've been on like so many podcasts at this point. It's like 7, and just in this episode, we've been.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure. We're also called the Hantavirus podcast because we're.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is yet.
It's a.
But it sounds like it's having to do with Japanese
Rats.
cartoon pornography.
No, it's actually.
Oh, that's the hentai virus.
Yeah, the hentai virus is
Hentai
anime
virus.
porn. Anime.
I've got that one bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have it for a long
I'm
time.
fucking incurable.
That
I'm
one
like
has such a
50.
high fatality rate, though. So I hope you stay
Yeah.
safe.
Ah,
Yeah, tentacle porn.
You only live once. Yeah. Typical porn and robots. What are you gonna do?
No, hantavirus is what Gene Hackman died of. He really did. Yeah.
Okay.
The rat shit. The basically the.
Well, I don't have any of that.
No, I know. I'm not saying you do, but it's now there was a cruise ship
Okay.
where all these people had hantavirus and it's spreading.
Cruise ships. There's nothing good that comes off of them.
Yeah, but this one apparently there's a lot of rat shit, and then it seems it
Yeah.
comes from the rat. It seems like very plaguey kind of
It
well, I guess it's
does.
more like fleas, but it's but New York we don't have any rats, so I'm not really
Oh, you're
concerned
good.
about it.
No
And there's
underground
definitely-
rat communities. No
Yeah,
rat
there's definitely
kings.
not one of the hantavirus people in Manhattan right now.
No.
Verified. So
No,
that
no.
I feel good. And I like the 30%, I think it's a 60% fatality rate. I like that. I think that's
Mhm.
fun.
There,
I'm
yeah.
trying to beat the odds in
The
something.
cool thing about it too is that like all the dystopian movies where a virus breaks out, it never starts in a large city like New York
Never.
City.
Yeah,
it
and like
never-
COVID didn't do anything to New York at all.
No, you guys were
I
fine.
think everyone had everyone I've talked to who was here during COVID, they're like, yeah, we had a great, easy time. We had
Yeah,
everything
everybody was
was
riding
good.
out. I saw all the parties
Yeah.
that people were having. It was cool.
I guess I got to
Yeah.
figure out what lab this one came from.
Yeah.
I saw Homeless Pimp.
Yeah.
He took a bunch of pictures during COVID, and it looked like Vanilla Sky. It was just completely empty. So I was like,
I thought it was a filter he was using.
no, everybody. I guess everybody was at home tired from partying, because they were just
Mark
having a good
Norman was
time.
going around doing like his shit, like fountains and stuff.
Well, a lot of people were doing like rooftop shows and
Yeah,
stuff.
rooftop parking lots.
Who was it we were talking to? Did a show in a at a drive-in movie theater, and they were everybody was in their cars, and they would honk every instead of laughing.
Oh yeah,
And they're like,
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That sounds like a nightmare.
It sounds really good. And in our next podcast, it's called Comedy and Drive-In
comedians
Theaters.
in cars getting horny.
Yeah, horny at BDSM
because of the honking.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Masturbating mutually in a Mustang.
Yeah. Well, we will let you go. I'm sorry that you've been on 8 podcasts already.
It's probably 10.
In this, yeah. I do have to say, I've heard a lot of Abraham Lincoln jokes, and that is, it's like one of those jokes that's so good that you have that it's like it should have been there and nobody caught it, and you did, and I love it. It's brilliant.
Oh, top hat, bottom hat.
Yeah,
so very good. Fun. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I have a passion for proving whether or not historical figures are gay. I think it's very fun.
What do you think about Abraham Lincoln? Because if you say a bad word about Abraham Lincoln, you're going on the next podcast, and it's called
Lincoln.
You're in the Wilkes booth. That's the danger room.
Get into the Wilkes booth.
You're in the Wilkes booth now. No,
well, I'm generally, I'm into him, but I also don't. I think he was still a white supremacist, but
yeah. Well, what do you mean? Because I read some of his letters, and I was like, seems like
after he bunks with this fellow, they're going to talk about this.
Seems like you're on the same page here. No, yeah, it is pretty crazy, the somewhat revisionist history in America, where it's like Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. It was like he was also talking about them being like lesser beings, and some people are like, well, he had to say that. I'm like, did he?
No,
but I mean, yeah, because sometimes you just got to free the slaves for the optics.
Yeah,
which is what he did.
That's what I always do at the BDSM clubs.
Yeah,
free the slaves for the optics.
Yeah,
you got them all chained up. They do have like instead of we usually when we think of the crucifix with Jesus, we usually we have the cross, but they have the sideways cross, which were actually more common for actual crucifixion. So they had a couple of those down in the dungeon. But they were more like a soft material where there was no nail. I mean, there was nailing. Someone was getting nailed, but
they were getting.
But it wasn't to the post.
9 inches. Hello.
I mean, I feel like the people there. I don't know if there was any 9 inches. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a lot of whites.
Slightly, yeah. So it was all white people.
All whites.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was a real Abraham Lincoln club. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah, we freed the blacks out of this one.
Freed.
Yeah.
Someone's getting freed.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, on that note,
you're
on the Free the Slaves podcast.
The Free the Sex Slaves.
Yes. Free the Sex Slaves from Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Kinkin.
Oh, that is a band that I mean, you can maybe say I have my upright bass in the back, but I'm very bad at I used to play it like in like high school and college, but now I'm quite bad at it. But my other friend who's a comic also has an upright bass. So we were thinking of starting an upright bass band called Milk Slave, where we would have the basses, but then we would also wear fake huge tits that then just squirt out milk into the audience. And we were just sort of imagining huge concerts where everyone's trying to get milked. Anyway, so speaking of,
it's like bass guar,
jazz guar.
Yeah, but it's for girls, you gotta get the girl version of
it.
How do you work a Charles Mingus joke in there?
It'll happen.
Yeah. So I'm just really trying to innovate, do some really important work in the comedy space.
Just like Charles Mingus.
Just the same.
Yeah. But yes, everybody, you can follow Gabbie. You know what? I'm just going to put the link up because there's a lot of H's in there.
3 H's.
In your Instagram, but you're also TikTok, very, very prolific on TikTok. And
but I haven't been posting on that for years.
But you should do it because
I know
it's been bought out by
Matt Rife.
By the Americans. But they take down all my stuff immediately. So I think I have like 2 strikes against my account, so I get one more.
I tried to put something up the other day about, and I don't use TikTok at all, but I had something about something. I don't even think it was that bad, but it had something to do with
Chinese noodles.
no, it was some like fake conspiracy thing I put up, like a parody conspiracy thing.
Mhm.
I think it might have had something about somebody's assassination in there. Anyway, they're very sensitive about that, and I don't really.
Yeah, it's cruise ship comedy on.
They'll never make it in
TikTok.
Mother Russia.
Hantavirus comedy. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me on the pod.
Thank you. You got to come back again sometime, and we'll talk about how
Whatever you want.
Bible studies,
Any sex dungeons you've gone
sex
to.
dungeons, and
Yeah, I'll try to get into one more just so I have something to say next time. Now I'm doing things like a normal, like a comedy club. Have you heard of these? Ew.
What?
No.
I hate those.
I passed one the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck, guys?
Mhm.
Are those things still around?"
Yeah, why aren't they in
I
the
passed one and I
sex
shook my
dungeon?
head.
What is
Like,
this?
get in the dungeon.
Was it
Get out
Jared
of the
Lewis in
club.
there? I don't know. Make ball comment.
Well, thanks for
awesome.
having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.